You're watching a KPVI News 6 special presentation. Decision 2013, the Pocatello Mayoral Debate. KPVI News 6, your news source for East Idaho.
Good afternoon, and thank you for watching this KPVI News 6 special edition of a debate. Joining us here on the campus of Idaho State University in the Black Box Theater at the Performing Arts Center are the four candidates running for Pocatello Mayor. We also have a number of panelists who are here joining us, and we'll ask some questions, and we will be introducing them here shortly. This debate will follow a simple format, so we'll lay that out first. All of the candidates received the rules last week of the debate, and by appearing have agreed to follow those. So for those watching at home, once I'm done explaining the rules, each of the candidates will get a chance to offer an opening statement. Those statements will last no longer than 3 minutes. When it comes to the questions we ask, each candidate will have no more than 1 minute and 30 seconds to respond. If a rebuttal is wanted after all of the candidates have responded, then those rebuttals will be timed at 30 seconds. At the conclusion of the questioning, each candidate will then give a 2-minute closing. This is a 90-minute debate, so we are a ways away from the 2-minute closing. As the moderator, though, I do have license to extend some time. If we have a discussion that is going that I feel could benefit from additional time, we will give each of the candidates the same amount of time to continue thoughts and responses to any of the questions that will be asked. If the candidates do not stick to some of the timing rules, then they will be given warnings. We do have a mechanism in place within the rules to remove candidates if they violate those rules. We certainly do not expect that to be the case today. We want a civil and orderly exchange of ideas. Our debate will be broken down into 3 sections. During the first half hour, our panelists' questions will deal with leadership. We hope to give the candidates a chance to highlight the leadership qualities that they bring to the mayor's office and the styles by which they would govern as well. After a brief break, we'll then ask the candidates questions based on policy, issues affecting Pocatello in the past, present, and future. And then after another break, we will go to questions that our viewers have submitted to KPVI News 6. By the way, you still have time to submit questions if you would like to. You can email them to debate@kpvi.com. You can post them to the KPVI News 6 Facebook page. You can also tweet them using the hashtag Pocatello Debate if you're on Twitter. If you want to be involved in the discussion, you can also post or just tweet comments about what the candidates say. Our own social media and technology expert, Matt Davenport from KPVI News 6, will be monitoring that activity, and he'll be helping us with those questions when the time comes. Now it's time to start the debate. We've determined the order of the seating on the stage by drawing numbers before the debate started. We also randomized the order in which candidates will respond to questions. So with all that, we will begin with opening statements. We begin first with candidate number 1, who is Roger Chase.
Well, thank you. I appreciate the opportunity to be here today. I'm Roger Chase. I have a great passion for Pocatello. It's a community I've lived in most of my life. Spent some time living in Illinois, spent some time on a mission for my church, but Pocatello is my home. I'm married to Janice Rhodes. Many of you may know Janice. Janice has been the executive director of SECA for 20 years. She taught me a lot about compassion and the things you can do for those who are less fortunate in this community. We've been blessed to raise our family in Pocatello. It's been a great, great experience for us. You know, my dad died when I was young, and so my mom, we moved to Pocatello, and she raised 5 of us. My mom was a school teacher, and then she was a waitress at night to find a way to take care of us. And she taught me some great lessons in my life. I mean, number 1, she taught me that you should always work hard. Number 2, she taught us that we should always treat everybody fairly, that we should be kind to those who we associate with. She was a great woman. We grew up in a neighborhood that was a working-class neighborhood. And that neighborhood also taught great lessons to me in my life. And my friends, my neighbors, family members, church leaders, school teachers, they all taught some principles that I've tried to base my life on. The first of those, again, is to work hard. The second of those issues is certainly to get out there and make sure you help your neighbor when they need a helping hand, and make sure you lend that hand to them. She taught about the value of education. And most importantly, again, she taught us that we should forgive people and we should make sure that we help people when they have a time of need. I've learned from that neighborhood many of the lessons we learned in the day. You know, one of the quotes that I like the most is talks about hope. You know, without dreams, there's no hope. And you think about how important hope is to the future of our town and how important hope is to us. And when I look at our community, one of the things that's most important for us to realize is that without good jobs, it's tough to have hope. And without hope, it's tough to make great progress in our community. Now today I'm concerned about Pocatello. Today, according to the State of Idaho Department of Employment, their adjusted averages, Pocatello has the highest unemployment rate of the 10 largest cities in Pocatello. That concerns me a lot. I look at the workforce in Pocatello, and that workforce is shrinking. It's getting smaller every day, and that's not a good sign for our town. And probably as important as anything, when I look at the wages, the last year the average wage in Pocatello went down over $1,000. That's not a good sign for our town. I'm confident working together we can turn this town around to make this town a successful place. I have a track history of being a person that tries to find ways to unite the community. I have the vision and leadership to do this. I've served on the city council. I served in the state legislature. I'm currently the chair of the Idaho State Water Board. I was the mayor of Pocatello. I've had great experiences with businesses. A private business owner. I own my own consulting company today. I own a grocery store. I understand the importance of bringing parties together. I also understand the importance of listening to people. I pledge to you that my office will be open to all people. I've found in life, if you want to have a good idea, you need a lot of ideas. I've learned that you need to speak and meet with those who might disagree with you. I'm committed to make this town a better place. I'll follow up on the things I promise you to do, and you'll always be welcome in my office. Together, we can make Pocatello a great city. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chase. Now we have an opening statement from candidate Sierra, Idaho, Lorax, Carta. Mr. Carta.
Oh, good evening, Pocatello. Allow me and the people I represent first to apologize for this untimely interruption. But I am glad it is happening. I am really glad to be here. I'm really glad to represent the people that I represent. But we do, like many of you, appreciate the comforts of everyday routine, the security of the familiar, the tranquility of repetition. We enjoy them as much as any Pocatellan. But in the spirit of this peaceful struggle, there are, of course, those who do not wish us to speak. We suspect, even now, there are people listening. Controllers and censors are active, again, strategizing on whom to blame for their losing control. Accusations being shouted into cell phones as the wannabe self-proclaimed critics jostle about trying to find fault in others and salvage their control. Why? Because while their lies were being used in lieu of truth, the picture and the painted words will always retain their power. The artistic expression offers the means to meaning, and for those who will see and listen, the enunciation of truth. Art is the answer, and the truth is, there is something terribly wrong with our city, isn't there? And with this old town Inc., isn't there? With these people who call themselves leaders of Pocatello, the wannabe dictators, suppressors of our civil rights, our human rights. Lies and propaganda, abduction, coercion, blacklisting, banishment, intolerance, and oppression, all of which I have experienced here. And where once you had the freedom to object, to think and speak as you saw fit, you now have the censors, controllers, the systems of surveillance coercing your conformity and soliciting your submission. How did this happen? Who is to blame? Well, certainly there are those who are more responsible than others, and they will be held accountable. But again, truth be told, if you're looking for the guilty, you only need to look in the mirror. We know why you did it. We know you were afraid. Who wouldn't be? Wars, terror, jobs, secrets, lawsuits, cancer. There were a myriad of problems which conspired to corrupt your reason and rob you of your common sense. Fear got the best of you, and in your panic you turned to the privately controlled news media, the TV, the paper, even the internet, hoping for a semblance of reality. A peace of mind, peace, but all they gave you and what they wanted was your silent, obedient consent.
Okay.
Last year, we sought to end this silence. We hope to remind Pocatello citizens of that fairness, justice, and freedom are more than words. They are perspectives. So if you have seen nothing, the crimes of our community remain unknown to you, then I suggest that you allow yourself to just pass on by and have another glass of wine.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Carta. Now an opening statement from Mr. Paul Shepard.
Hello, excuse me. My name is Paul Shepard. I've been a Pocatello citizen since 1990. I've been married to a beautiful lady for 22 years and have 3 beautiful daughters. I've been an employee with the city of Pocatello for 23 years, and currently my job is purchasing agent for the water department / warehouseman. I am a common citizen of Pocatello. I'm the friend, I'm the neighbor, I'm the man in the stands cheering for local teams, the one that says hello to the store to you. I started this campaign with two basic platforms. The first one's the equality and freedom of citizens of the Pocatello. I believe in Pocatello, all citizens are equal, and also the rights of our citizens need to be protected. My second platform was the economy needs to continue to grow in Pocatello. I will be very aggressive in my approach to earn jobs for Pocatello. Pocatello has a very large and skilled workforce, and they shouldn't have to support their families by means of minimum wages and multiple jobs. I will listen to concerns and matters on hand from all walks of life. Pocatello is great, and I'm ready to lead a great city. I do believe the budget still can be trimmed and still have a high quality of service. In fact, the first day on the job, I would love to see my pay reduced as mayor and frozen for 4 years. All city employees, to me, should be treated equal. They should all have the same pay increase percentage. We also need to address our storm drain issues, the safety of our citizens, improvements that will benefit all of Pocatello citizens, not just the select few. I will be shoulder to shoulder with citizens and city employees when troubles arise in Pocatello. I will be a working mayor. My suggestion to the media is dress to the situation because I'm going to be out in it helping. I have no problem saying no to something if it's not going to benefit the citizens of Pocatello. It's going to have to be the majority. I owe nothing to special interest groups, so I can be fair on all my decisions. Pocatello deserves someone who will be fair and trustworthy. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Shepard. Now an opening statement from Pocatello Mayor Brian Blad.
Thank you very much. First of all, I'd like to thank KPVI for taking the time and providing an hour and a half of your schedule for this debate. I think it's important for the citizens to get to know the candidates, and I appreciate that. I appreciate the ISJ and their help and sponsorship as well with KPVI. So thank you very much for doing that and being a part of the community. I am Pocatello Mayor Brian Blad, and I'm thrilled to be able to be here and represent you. I've had the privilege for the last 4 years to serve every person in Pocatello over the last 4 years. It's been a wonderful experience for me. We've accomplished an awful lot of things. 4 years ago, the city was in bad shape. We've heard tonight already, we've heard unemployment numbers and all of that stuff. The reality is we've brought in business. We've brought in a lot of very good business. We've worked together with the city of Chubbuck, Bannock County commissioners, the Power County, the tribe. We've been able to pull people together that had not been pulled together before. And it's been a privilege to be able to work and serve with those other leaders to move this area forward. We need to look further than just Pocatello when we look at this area. If we want to grow jobs, we want to grow the area to be a better place for everybody to live. And we've done that. The I-15 corridor is very important to us. I know a lot of us have drawn lines in the sand in the past. Well, that's Chubbuck, so you can't cross that line, or that's ISU. We've worked with Idaho State University a great deal. I've been out in the community for 4 years working, getting to know everybody that's there. I've been very available. People have been able to reach me in my office. That will continue to happen. People will be able to visit with me in the grocery stores, at the different activities that we're at. It happens now. It will continue to happen. I had the privilege of instigating and starting a mayor for a day. When we start talking about education, we want good jobs. We have to make the education better. And when we start going down the education road, we as leaders in the community need to be available for those students in high school, in middle school, in elementary school to see us, be able to interact with us. I've taken made that happen. We've had a mayor for a day almost monthly for the last 4 years. I've been able to get to know a lot of very great young men and young women in the community, 7th and 8th graders, 9th graders, juniors and seniors in high school. It's been a great experience for me, and we will continue to do that. It's a privilege to be able to represent Pocatello. I don't only represent Pocatello, I live it. I'm a part of it. I've been there, and I will continue to be there throughout the years. Thank you very much.